whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. Huh, so many people on meth. Ow!
Well, Florida women gonna do what they do. You know, it's not just Florida man. I think too often we overlook some of the Florida women that we have.
We can get squirrely. My gender can kick it up as well.
There's a 32-year-old woman in Ocala got arrested after allegedly refusing to pay her tab at a steakhouse and then got with the responding police officer and punched him right square in the nuts.
Oh, no. So she didn't want to pay for her steak and she got frisky?
Yep, happened at Mark's Prime Steakhouse. They claimed that she owed almost $100 on her bill, and when an officer attempted to escort her out of the restaurant, she became agitated and then punched him with her fist right in his nards.
Girl, this is not going to go well for you. I don't know on what planet you think punching a cop in the balls is a good idea.
She's being charged with battery on a law enforcement officer and swindling an innkeeper. What? Was the baby Jesus there? It's a very odd charge.
We may need to update the verbiage on that.
Innkeeper? Okay. 20-year-old Esther Maria Torres allegedly lured two men to their hotel room at the Breakwater in Fontainebleau in March and then pepper sprayed or blinded them with chemicals before fleeing with luxury watches and wallets. Don't we have this story every week?
We do. Sometimes they're slipping it in the drink and the guy passes out.
Yep.
But this girl went aggressive. Pepper spray?
Yeah, they'll do anything. Yeah, they lure you in, and look, honestly, these guys got to realize there are some pitfalls. In fact, I saw somebody on the text thread that was talking about this, and they said, look, I work in a concierge service, and the first thing I tell all these guys that come in, I said, don't fall for it. You have young girls in their 20s. They're not interested in you. They don't find you hot and they're like, well, no, well, they see that I'm rich. And yeah, they see that you're rich and you're a mark.
And they're going to roll you.
They don't want to be your girlfriend. They just want to roll you, and they did. They got a Rolex Submariner off this guy worth $22,000.
Dang.
Yep, they got her through surveillance footage and then through a traffic stop in Miami Beach a few weeks later. They took her into custody, and she's going to be facing charges for it, 2 counts of armed robbery.
Wow.
Every week we have this story, though. Deshima Mims was arrested in Riviera Beach on charges of kidnapping, armed burglary, and criminal mischief. An Amazon driver reported that she entered his delivery vehicle without permission and told him to drive while making a gun gesture under her dress.
Oh my gosh, she hijacked an Amazon truck?
She did. It's like the old day of the banditos boosting a train or something.
And she made him drive her.
Yes, she did. She didn't get very far. They later detained and arrested her, and she's being held on $15,000 bond. And it didn't sound like she really made off with anything because she jumped out of the vehicle as police started to sniff around, and she took off running, tried to hide in the bushes. Yeah, and then when she was there, she threw a rock at the van. So I don't know what she was doing.
She might need to get a little psych eval.
Yeah, it could be.
And the ball punching lady too. Let's bring them both in on 5150.
Why not? I'm up for it. 2 women were arrested in Arizona after leaving 4 children in a car alone, all of them under the age of 5. Also, they could go hang out in a bar for a couple of hours.
Ooh, you think it's hot here? I bet it's hot in Arizona too.
Yeah, if they're in the southern part of the state, no doubt about it. So here is the police talking to them after confronting them, and you hear their lame excuses.
We found her going up and down here. She took us to the car.
Yeah, one's sleeping on the right and the other one's...
Oh, there is 2 of them in there.
Seriously.
Your kids have been here for hours. Hours. Where have you been?
I went in and goes to the bathroom.
Really? Because we got a call about 45 minutes ago from people walking around saying they saw your daughter running around in the parking lot, no parents around.
Well, when I was looking through the car to find, like, any ID in the glove box, popped it open, there's a bag of weed in the glove box.
Yeah.
So those kids have been in the car for how long with weed? Just, they could have easily accessed that as well.
Well, it's not like she left him with nothing.
I left him with weed.
Doesn't that count for something?
Lady.
A man from Houston, Texas is suing Whataburger for about $1 million, all for putting onions on his burger. Demiri Ardell Wilson said he requested no onions and suffered an allergic reaction as a result of them putting the onions on his burger.
Oh.
He wants at least $250,000, but no more than $1 million. Okay, well, that's nice of him. But it sounds like he might do this because just last June, he sued Sonic over the exact same issue.
Okay, this is what he does. You shouldn't be allowed to abuse the courts like this. You can't just go from place to place and sue everybody when they give you onions.
Right. It is a little crazy.
You're shouldn't it be like a one and done? Okay, you sued one place, you're done. You can't keep suing for the same thing everywhere you go.
Wouldn't think so. It shouldn't work that way. There's a college student who busted her teacher using AI and is now demanding a tuition refund.
Oh, the tables have turned.
This happened at Northeastern University, and Ella Stapleton was surprised to discover that the instructor in her organizational behavior instructor was using ChatGPT to shape lessons despite the course syllabus forbidding students from doing the same. She said, I paid $8,000 tuition, and if I can't do it and they are, then I want a refund. Now, they said, no, we're not going to do that, but the incident has ignited a broader conversation about the role of AI in education. They're saying, no, it doesn't seem fair if we can't use it, but teachers can.
I agree with that. If you're there for the education from the professor should be giving you their knowledge, not relying on AI. That's a ripoff.
There's a school in England that had to be evacuated on Friday when a kid brought a grenade in for show and tell.
That seems safe.
They had to evacuate things and get in the bomb squad. Luckily, it wasn't a live grenade.
Where did kid get a grenade from?
Great question. I don't know. I assume at home. Maybe they had it.
Good
They knew.
Lord.
There's a new mother in Alabama who claims the hospital where she gave birth would not put her chosen name on the birth certificate. She says she's going to court to settle the issue. The baby's name is Zerf Golsey. It is spelled XFRGOLSZZZXY. She said, I know it's a little different, but that was the whole point. We want our kids to have a unique name. But a hospital worker claims that the names with X followed by a consonant are not allowed at that hospital.
What?
Yeah. It's bizarre all the way around. It's a bizarre
So
name.
they couldn't have Xavier?
It's a bizarre rule. She said, yeah, X followed by a consonant. You're right. Xavier would not be allowed based on that. And that seems ridiculous. It sounds like they probably just lied to her. She's saying, I
Look.
should be able to name my kid whatever I want.
You absolutely should be able to name your kid whatever you want. I mean, is it dumb? Yes.
Yeah.
But it's your choice.
It should be a God-given fundamental American right to give our kids dumb names.
And they are.
I remember that one person, they were so happy to be in the United States, they named their kid Matanusa. And they're like, what is that? And it was made in USA. They saw that in the kid's clothes. They're like, going, that's what I want my kid's name to be.
Matanusa.
And technically, they were made in the USA. And this is a fun story. A cat went to the veterinarian to get, the old snip.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the old spade or neuter.
Spay and neuter.
Apparently, the cat wasn't feeling it and actually escaped and found its way 3 miles all the way back home. Here's the news report on the story of George.
He was able to pop that cage open, and he sprung out of there, and he was gone in seconds.
George the cat went to SPCA Florida to get neutered, but turned into a feline fugitive on an impossible mission.
George was able to bust out of the trap, and he literally scaled some dog fencing and went into the woods. And our staff were literally hoisting each other up over the fences to try to chase George to capture him.
The SPCA employees ran off into the woods to find him, and they're not going to chase down a cat. That's not going to happen.
And George, even for a cat, wasn't thinking clearly.
So he still had silly drugs in his system.
But miraculously, days later, George made it miles back home to his parents.
How about that, huh? They're saying that cats have amazing honing skills that they can't really even explain yet.
3 miles?
Yeah, it's a natural fun. But think about that. The cat is just in a car with turns and twists and all that kind of stuff. They said he had to go through 3 miles, several different housing developments, all kinds of stuff this George went through.
Get it, George?
That's really an amazing mark of nature, isn't it?
Now, what do you do with George? Do you bring him back again to get spayed and neutered, or do you just be like, you know what, George, you're keeping your balls?
I think George gets a pass.
I think George gets to keep his balls.
Yeah, I do too.
Everything he he went through?
You earned your nuts at that point.
You earned your nuts, George.
Yes, he did.
This is how we do. It's the KVJ Show.